And remember, citizens, always subscribe, hit the bell, and pay Alex Jones money. It'll keep you out of hell. clip.
Tonight at 11.
Doom! It's a plan! And I'm angry! I'm not a slave! I've broken the conditioning! It doesn't work on me! I'm primitive, I'm real, and if we can have this spirit of normal humanity spread, it's over for the globalist! Break the conditioning now! Excuse me.
This is not the InfoWars Nightly News, where the answer to 1984 is not $19.95 plus shipping and handling, but the answer is to try and understand the double-barrel bullcrap, the double-speak, and the Orwellian wonderland we now find ourselves in. So sit back and relax as I take you through a real alternative look at the news and so-called alternative media alike. Enjoy.
Clips, clips. Good evening, good evening. I even remember to unmute the microphone. Alrighty, BoobTubes. Another one of Kip's clips. Let's see how long it takes this one. The most censored channel on YouTube! Let's see if I can keep this one up without it getting struck down. So hopefully he's having a good weekend. I'm having a nice chilled one this weekend, behaving myself. Going to make some biscuits. But the blazing Devon, how he's doing, guys? Pontiac's away to the dentist. So thought I would dip into a wee bit of what some of the channels I subscribe to are putting up on the BoobTubes. Talk about another one of my shamanic predictions came true. Not the fact that just understand how the Scottish Parliament works and how party politics work, and the SNP had the numbers and were always going to march the vaccine passports through. No. It was my knowledge of the deep state Illuminati and my ability to predict what the deep state Illuminati are doing through the power and medium of YouTube and the powers that YouTube have gave me and social media. That's how I knew what was happening. See, just my shamanic, my shaman powers. The more I try, the more I'm going to fail now. Shamanic powers. Shamanic. Manic. I don't even know if that's a word. I think it's a word. If it's not a word, I've just invented it. So, vaccine passports are here. Now, just prior to going live, I bounced on the Rangers website and I was trying to buy the wee Europa League package. And just before I pushed the button to go to check out, I thought to myself, uh-oh, it's going to be a fuck up for me. I'm going to need to sort out and make sure that I have the ability to pass through these barriers that they're putting up in venues before I part with 111 quid for 3 quid for 3 games. So I didn't bother. Shamanic Twain. That don't impress me much. I've got the power from YouTube. Don't get me wrong, yeah. Medicine's alright, but I don't keep me shaming all through the night. That don't impress me much. Alright, let's just try merrily for me to have fun. There is Skype details down below if anybody did want to bring up any deep state Illuminati conspiracies that we're unaware of. Blazing was tuning into one for the SNPs or the SNP tranny policy. Oh man, I couldn't even get by the lisping Bible bashing guy's monologue till they got to all the craziness that they've put in the law and all that. But each to their own, man. I'll just don't get my panties in the bunch about that kind of stuff. It's just a sign of getting old, innit? Remember when you were young? You used to thought old cunts had crazy attitudes? Same rules apply. Same rules apply. Blazing, see if they didn't have a gun to my head, mate, I would get my vax. It's the gun to my head that's making me run the odd. Oh, and do you know what? This is the healthiest my lungs have been in years. I'm not joking. But I'm hitting them with a fart machine now, so that might have some adverse effects. There's Punk on the whiskey. Pow! How you doing, Punk? Hope you're keeping well. And sane during these crazy days. Well, I've put on 10 kilograms, 10 key during lockdown, and I've got a treadmill coming on Tuesday. I was just living the life of Riley, fucking hedonism to the max. Honestly, I was doing, believe it or not, man, I've definitely ticked a few boxes on my bucket list during lockdown, man. That is for sure. Now, it's time to get my head back in the game, because the gyms aren't going back to any sense of normality, to any sort of a realms of functionality that I can exist in anytime soon. I can't live in a world where you need to book a slot to go swimming. Do you know what I mean? Like, number one, I can't turn up anywhere on fucking time, so I'm going to miss my fucking slot and fuck up the whole COVID procedure for everybody. And number two, man, like you like to be able to swim at your leisure. I used to love swimming because I used to do 16 lengths every 5 times a week I used to do. And it doesn't sound like a lot, a quarter of a mile to be precise. And it was like meditation. Because I wasn't going in there to rattle fuck out it, to like build up muscles or build up my cardio or anything. I was there to do nice, leisurely, consistent breathing pattern. 16 lengths, that was enough before I got bored. I can't do that at the behest of a whistle, man. I don't know. And listen, I wish I could. Like go in with an eraser and fucking scrub out all those fucking characteristics of myself. So I could just be like jolly people who can exist in that paradigm. I genuinely find it really hard. You know, it's not an enjoyable day out for me. It doesn't do what it says on the tin. It's like going to a fucking army camp. Anyway, so getting a treadmill in here, and I'm going swimming in my bathtub. Fact. So sorted. It's not a gun in my head, just a syringe. Oh, mate, it's. See this fucking vaccine passport thing? This is just a nudge. It's making vaccinations mandatory by the back door. It's like it's slimeball fucking tactics. If you want to make it mandatory, at least have the balls to come out and fucking make it mandatory. Don't try and like grab your arm, put it behind your fucking back and twist it. Hey, you want to buy a tin of beans? You have to be double jabbed. How long till you need a fucking vaccine passport to get into a fucking supermarket? I seen a headline today, and again, it was only a headline. Try to think where I fucking seen it. But it was talking about the mask and non-mask wearers on this, and had a picture of people on the London Underground, and it was talking about commuters having friction about the between the mask wearers and the non-mask wearers, and again, so fucking predictable, man. It's almost as if like it's set up like this. Anyway, so let me see. Good evening. Did I sort this out? No, I didn't sort that out. Sort this out. Oh, hold on, because it looks so identical. I can't figure out what's live. There we go. So it's working. Okay, and even Pontiac, Devon, and Punk's on the whiskey and blazing. Hopefully you're having a nice mellow Friday night. Right. Jesus Jones. Oh, Jesus Jones. There we go. The Jones and the Jesus. Let's have a wee look. Look and see. Yeah, like here's a independent journalist of the finest caliber when it comes to YouTube, and I mean, hundreds of thousands of people get their news points of view from this Donald Trump NPC. He doesn't even know. I don't even think he realizes he's a Donald Trump NPC. He thinks he's just reading out lots of independent stuff. Just so happens to paint Donald Trump in a really good light. So let's see here. Return of the Mac. It is Return of the Mac. Woohoo!
The signs generally point to yes, and again, let me give the caveat that I gave before. There are a couple of things that I think would significantly reduce the likelihood that he runs. I think that he's itching.
I don't know about you, but when I want political commentary and people to tell me what way is up when it comes to politics, I want guys with hair like that, moustaches like that, and shirts like that. I mean, why wouldn't you trust somebody that looks like an American Hawaii Hawaii 5-0, Miami Vice? That's what I'm looking for. Reject.
To run, I think that nothing would be happier to him. He wouldn't enjoy anything more than being the second person in U.S. history to have 2 non-consecutive terms, especially when it would give him the chance.
Hi, Jesus Jones. It's a Spanish guy that stays down the street.
To run on the I Told You So platform against Biden, who really, at this point, is already having a failing presidency. New polling suggests that in a matchup today, Trump would probably win already, and Biden,
Trump would probably win.
I don't think is going anywhere but down.
Well, remember, he's quoting the polls that always tell you lies. But now that they're telling you Trump's good, oh, let's just quote those polls. I mean, there's no consistency in their bullshit one way or the other. Either the mainstream media is full of shite or it isn't. Right? You can't, come with these cartoon-like attitudes. Polarized, black and white attitudes and not have consistency with them. Because it's like Alex Jones telling you the mainstream media is full of shite and then sits there all day quoting mainstream media articles to prove his shite. Are they liars or not? You've just went through all the mainstream media, cherry-picked the ones that you can kind of twist round to suit your worldview narrative and your sales line, and then start rhyming and repeating them, claiming you're not... I know teleprompter, I'm teleprompter free. You've just got somebody speaking in my ear and handles the shoots. Sheets been riding on them in front of me. Teleprompter free.
Because the jobs reports are in the wrong direction, inflation's in the wrong direction, the border crisis is still there, although it doesn't get talked about a lot, and now you have a potential hostage crisis in Afghanistan. All of this and more has happened in Biden's first year in office.
Woohoo! Now, can you smell somebody like sort of a what's the word? Propagandizing for Trump? I mean, I don't know if this guy realises he's doing it, and it's not like I'm bouncing in here like about being, I couldn't give a flying fuck who Americans vote in. I hope they vote Trump in because he's well more entertaining. Pure and simple. For the shits and giggles, I want Trump. That's it. But it's none of my business. I let Americans get on me and do what they want to do.
Asterisk office. I think that the first thing that would derail Trump, and I've pointed this out, is if he has a health problem. People would say, well, Trump will be 77 if he runs, when he's running. They'll say, you've got this dude, he's having health issues or something. I think there's a reason.
Who's he talking to? Is this just the voice? Is this the debate in his head?
That he slimmed down. There's a new picture of him out. He's lost apparently 15 pounds. He's on a new...
Oh, Trump's looking sexy, y'all. I don't know, man. When I'm looking about how health advice about how healthy Donald Trump is, I want a skinny-looking bastard like him. Borderline window licker. Windows 11. Can't wait for that update. Let me lick it all up, man. Lick that Windows 11.
Diet. There's a huge difference between how he looks now and how he looked a few months ago. There's also a huge difference between how he looks and how Biden looks. And if you get the two of them on the stage and Trump has slimmed himself down 30 pounds, is no longer even overweight, looks kind of like he did in the fucking 2000s, actually. Looks far better. And Biden has continued to age and mentally decline. If he's the candidate, it'll be, I think, a shoo-in. Trump, I think, realizes this, and I'm almost thinking that
old man Biden getting psychologically evaluated by an autistic guy that wears shirts like that calls himself Steve Hexenhammer 666. I think does he not claim to be a wizard or a warlock or some shit? He writes books and stuff. He's wrote hundreds of books and sold them to his subscribers on Amazon book thing. Just like Mike Dice. Mike Dice's first book was on dating. Big fat tits like his, man. I don't know how he get it. Anyway. So, here's more.
Alright, everyone. We start off today talking about how bad Biden's economy is. Of course,
Biden's bad, okay? Today we're going to start off by telling you how great Donald Trump is. And how bad Biden is. Biden's bad. His economy's bad. Afghanistan bad. Oh man, Biden, look at him, man. He's just old. Just old. Donald Trump's old, but he looks like he's got more energy, man. He's obviously got better gear. Hey, but I'm an independent journalist, man. Just telling you like it is. Cause I'm Steve Hexenhammer 666, motherfuckers. And I'm a political analyst on the YouTubes. And you should believe me. Cause I've got pussy, you see? I got pussy on tap, man. Look, I can't even do a YouTube video without getting pussy on my fucking clips, man. Everybody wants to be like Steve. Come on, tell us how bad Biden's is.
Of course, he'd like to take credit if things were going well. As opposed to this, he largely won't answer questions about economic issues, and I fucking wonder why. 4.9% inflation, actually, for the month of August. We got the new inflation numbers as of yesterday. This is in line with excessive inflation we've had now since April.
Now remember, if this guy actually see the way he delivers this, like he pure understands all the integral goings on in modern Western economies and stuff, he wouldn't be sitting fucking bashing out YouTube videos, stroking his pussy He'd be employed in some functionality along those lines, making a fucking fortune using his Rain Man skills. You know, his shamanic powers that he now, through the power of YouTube and social media, this guy who looks like a Barry Gibb reject. Biden's bad. Biden's bad. Biden's bad. Toot Biden on the dance floor. Step to the left. Ooh, Biden's gonna. I don't know. Anyway, it looks like Barry Gibb in Florida. Is it Barry Gibb? So, aye. Let's listen to Barry Gibb's economic advice.
April. It's been above expected each subsequent month. It's been...
Now, like, see, again, this guy's, like, literally read Breitbart or something, right? And they've wrote all this, and then you can, like, see Rain Men that can memorise stuff, right? And memorising stuff isn't understanding it. But having confidence through people blowing smoke up your arse on YouTube allows you to deliver shit in such a way that it makes people who don't understand this stuff go, oh, this guy must understand it because he's talking about the inflation of the gigabits up, down a bit, left a bit, more than what we expected. Yeah. I was sitting on the can the other night and I was just looking at the figures and I was saying, I expect 2.9 and we got 2.8. Yes, you see? It's just rhyming and repeating some Breitbart article that he's read somewhere. And honestly, I bet you there's people out there that have read the article that he's now like rhyming and repeating. So many people do this, by the way. It's scandalous. Scandalous, man. So scandalous. It's to be like, it's the norm. It's the norm. Your average YouTube video by your average Joe is like 90% other people's shite that they've lifted for other videos. That's why it's a big, massive echo chamber. Echo, 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 echo. Trump's good, Trump's good, Trump's good, Trump's good.
Excessive each subsequent month. The cost of consumer goods and gas and everything else is sky high compared to more recent historical norms. At what point do people wise up and say, hey, this is beginning to affect
in the evening, OG Skywatcher?
Literally everything about society, especially if it involves energy. One of the first things he does is cancel Keystone, which doesn't have a major impact immediately, because of course it wasn't quite complete, but certainly isn't going to help long term. Now we have Biden doing his daily Hurricane Ida bullshit where he talks about his dad telling him to keep the faith and weird shit like that. Which may or may not have ever even happened, and he's always bragging about, oh, we freed up more oil so that people would have access to energy more easily. Well, I thought oil was the devil. I mean, certainly plenty of Democrats seem to believe this is the case. Now, Biden, of course, he doesn't.
In the evening, Jed, how you doing, my man? In the evening, OG.
Consumer confidence, which, by the way, is down like more than 10 points year over year, so... Again, people aren't quite as confident in the economy, and that confidence also...
My God, man, he's delivering that with such confidence that see if you didn't realise he was a YouTuber sitting stroking a pussy wearing a fucking Hawaiian shirt. You would almost, like, believe this cunt. Like, honestly, it's like Alex Jones, and it's Alex Jones... Hey, gold is better than money. Gold is better than money. Gold is better than money. I'll give. Do you want to? Here's my friend. He'll sell you gold for money, even though gold is better than money. He'll swap you his gold for money, even though gold is better than money. He'll sit and tell you gold is better than money, but he's willing to swap your money for his gold. Don't ask Spock. Just buy my boner pills. Just get an AR-15, buy my boner pills, and don't question this shit. Don't question the logic of Me telling you that gold is better than money and then willing to swap my gold for your money? Yes, there is no logic. Yes, it kinda shows me out to be a bullcrap fucking charlatan con artist just trying to turn the dollar. But for $19.95, you can subscribe and you get rid of all the adverts. You only get one advert for the AR-15 silencer support. Oh, anyway. That's it. That's enough of me and my boner pills. Back over to Jesus. Barry Gibb. Biden's back!
Affects investment. It affects what people do, their plans with regards to employment, investing in a home, buying a car and stuff. If they don't have confidence that the economy is going in the right direction, businesses especially might be more reluctant to invest in larger projects.
He's just reciting Breitbart. Like, honestly, see if I could be arsed. And I can't. I would go and look at Breitbart's economy report and find whatever fucking Donald Trump supporting pile of pish that he's just reading verbatim. It's just... And look, fucking obviously it clearly looks like Biden's a senile old man. Doesn't make Donald Trump fucking Superman. But anyway, let's listen to this.
Which in turn slows down your growth. Now, first and foremost, before we get into this, because there's a demographic element to it that actually makes it, in the mind of the legacy media, more newsworthy and much more stinging for Biden, which I thought was funny because everything these days boils down to race and gender and shit. First and foremost, there will be a
We say the bad word.
comment down below if you're watching this video on
In the evening, Jodie. Hopefully you're keeping well up in Chipterland.
on YouTube. Keep in mind, links in there to other video hosting sites that I use. I make 2 exclusive videos a day there that don't go onto YouTube. So if you're just watching on YouTube, you're getting half the daily.
It must have been demonetized on YouTube. But like everybody who's demonetized on YouTube, they just don't get the number. Everybody that bitches and moans about YouTube. And look, YouTube is what it is. Right? Instead of bitching and moaning, understand what it is. But we need the New World Order tools to bring them down. You're bitching and moaning about people being able to have private clubs with private rules, but as soon as a private company wants to privately kick you off because you're bad for their business model, freedom of speech. Check out the other sites. Other pieces of Blogger, WordPress, fuck's sake, this cunt's on everything. Fuck's sake. This guy is a digital whore. He's in every platform fucking going, man. How does he get his music done? I've got no time.
President Biden, meanwhile, doubling down on his massive spending push after a dismal job.
Oh, crazy that! Look, there's an independent fucking Barry Gibb fucking Bee Gees lookalike independent reporter, independently telling us how bad Biden is and how good Trump is, and then over and Fox, same shit. Same shit, but this bitch has got tits. I'll be honest, I do prefer watching her.
Remember, when we got that jobs report Friday, showed just 235,000 added jobs during the month, far below expectations. This as more than 10 million jobs remain open in this country. That is a record, including some 4 million that opened in the last year. Let's.
Woohoo! Yeah, baby. What's this good? Is a jobs growth slows. Is all right. That's right. We're all hating Biden's economy's coming crashing to a halt. Biden came in and he just walked into squirrel. Oh man, tits and fanny. Oh, squirrel. Aye, Biden came in, man, and he just walked. What he done is he just went into the room called the economy room, and he just locked it down. He put everybody in. He hogtied everybody in the economy room, and once you hogtie everybody in the American economy room, well, the economy just grinds to a halt, as we clearly can see. So this is all Biden's fault because he walked into that room and hogtied those folk. And you can't expect to hogtie people in the economy room and the economy not grind to a halt. And Donald Trump is coming back in, and Biden's an old man. Yeah, he's roughly the same age as Trump, but Trump's got lots more energy, better gear. And Biden's bad. Afghanistan, economy, Biden bad. I'm an independent reporter on YouTube, you see. I'm independent. Biden bad is bad. I mean, fuck me. Anyway, so there's Fox News delivering the what did I actually name this? Oh, Trump NPCs. I'm not an NPC. You're an NPC. I'm just rhyming, repeating two sons shit and everything on right-wing media on the YouTubes. Anyway.
They've said nothing and they've done nothing. They're part of this sellout. They're part of it. And there's going to be a reckoning. They will not survive.
Woohoo! Yeah, baby! Wow. You thought it was only civil war getting threatened in your country? Nah, baby! There's great fears, fucking tentacles everywhere!
They will not survive it. You've got some determined people here. They're protecting their kids and their grandkids. And I can tell you now, mate, they're gonna see this one out. There's no way in the world they're gonna win this. And when the tide turns, as it is now, there's going to be a reckoning. Goodbye trade union movement in this country, and goodbye Labor Party, and good bloody riddance to the lot of them.
Yeah, baby! Fuck those commie bastards! Let's start a fucking war. Where's my AR-15? Hey, throw another AR-15 in the Barbie! Yeah! I'm Max Egan, and I started the 5G for you. Even though I'm a fucking paranoid old fruit bat. I'm a dingbat from Australia. And I travelled to... Where's that fucking place all the conspirators end up in Mexico? Living la vida loca. And then he was coming back from Mexico telling us how, it's so fucking hard. Don't fucking travel. And saying how he's going to take a break and all that. And then telling us about the 5G fear. And then before you know it, everybody on the internet's like... Fucking 5G. They don't understand fucking jack shit. Clearly. They don't understand anything about it. They're bouncing about blown up boxes that aren't even 5G. Oh man, the retardedness is strong with these ones. Anyway. Alright, Alan, my man. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Here up on the highway. There's Rab 32. How you doing, buddy? Blazing, have you been drinking again, man? Still? Oh shit! Right, hold on. I need to play something. Play this because I need to fill up my coffee before it goes cold.
I'm the former president of Trades Hall Council in Canberra for 3 years. I'm the former state secretary of the CFMEU. I'm the former senior industrial officer with the Public Service Union. I'm the former senior industrial officer for the Federated Clerks Union. So I've got a really long trade union background. And I just want to tell you how furious I am at the trade union movement in this country. They're scabbed. They are scabbing on the working class, the trade union movement. They are scabbing on us. And as coming from a family of trade union delegates, my father, a life member of the Maritime Union of Australia, my brother, a life member of the Firefighters Union, my sisters, life members, or not life members, but long-term members.
Fuck's sake, man, this guy, I think this guy is actually Santa Claus as well. Is that anything this guy is not? Fuck's sake, mate, you are doing well. Throw another title on the Barbie. Oh, this can't finish quick enough. I can already taste it. Anyway, so surprise, surprise, there's the there's Avi Yemeni. Is he still doing shit for the Rebel? I thought he was that till he gave up in the top. Oh man, I'm so out the loop. And Blazing, you were saying at the beginning that some of my thumbnails and memes are funny. Something wrong with me. They make me piss my fucking self, man. See, I can sit and watch them and just giggle. You know, like pictures of Avi Yemeni as a wee fucking Indian doing smoke signals like that. Live on the internet, saying he's banned from the internet. It makes it's bad when you laugh at your own shit, innit? Or is it? Is it a good sign or a bad sign? But anyway, let's see what Santa Claus is going to do to the labour movement or whatever, why he's going to do it. I don't understand Australian politics. No need to, don't stay there. It's their shit. Let them deal with it. Call me selfish, or just call me fucking minding my own fucking goddamn business, motherfucker.
Members of the Nurses Union, we're heavily invested in the trade union movement, and in 18 months the trade union movement in this country and in this state has said nothing. So I just want to let you know that it's now clear as day that the trade union movement is part of this agenda. They are scabbing on the Australian working class, and particularly us Queenslanders, and they'll go to their graves as scabs, and they'll be spoken about for the next 100 years as scabs to the working class. So I just wanted to make that point, how pissed off I am at the trade unions. They are fully on board with this agenda, and there's going to be a reckoning. You mark my words, there's going to be a reckoning.
Yeah, baby.
His whole family was involved in the trade union. It's really sad that they haven't supported people like this that have worked for them their whole life.
Fuck me, is she in Australia? How the fuck does Casper the female fucking ghost here survive? My god, she looks like she would melt when see if she just gets out that shade, it looks like she'd be the bad guy in Roger Rabbit. Melting. Didn't she? Fuck's sake, Casper. Mrs. Casper.
Lives. If you like this story, please go to brisbanereporters.com so we can keep giving you the other side of the story and sharing more incredible stories like this gentleman here.
TV, other news stations just don't show what really happens, so it's great that you guys...
Yeah, other news stations don't show me going AR-15. The vaccine. Max Egan told me the vaccine's a kill weapon. 5G is gonna kill you. There's 6 suns in the sky. Can you not see them? Any genuine fucking shite is just washed away in madness. Oh man, like it's all washed away underneath the 5G fucking activating the enzymes in the vaccine that's going to come and kill you. Anyway, sorry. What else have I got on here? I thought that was funny. The biblical bullcrap. What's this? Oh, I remember this. This is actually going to be quite fun. I love watching this stuff, man. It's fucking brilliant. Fuck you, Sturgeon, man. Fucking up the fucking football, you fucking Nazi cow. Oh, I'm going to have to get a bit of paper. It says, Zikal! Zikal! As sturgeon, I have jumped on one, I have rolled up my trouser leg and jumped on one leg and clucked like a chicken, like sturgeon requested. I may pass your barrier. I don't know what accent that was. It was Nazis and kilts. I'm doing a documentary. It's called Nazis and Kilts. It's about the SNP and the Queen, Zeke Hallen, the fucking Führer back in the day. If you don't believe me, it's a Google fact. Anyway, let's look at this. This is Katie Hopkins' official. I didn't know she was still allowed to broadcast. Thought she'd been papped off like the rest of them. But in this crazy bitch's mind, humanity will prevail. Fuck them. They've not got hundreds of years of religious warfare, numerous murders and deaths and bombings and referees getting hot in the head and fucking referees' windies getting put in, referees getting fucking gang stopped and shit. They don't have the paramilitary element. They don't have the armies. They don't have the guns, the bombs, the bullets, the bombing list. The hooks in with the intelligence services. They don't have any of that. We don't need any fucking. That's when Helander scored against the Tims. 1-0. Right, where's the... I want to show you the bouncy. Oh no, there's the bit as well. They're doing the... It's amazing, man. Oh God. Right, is there a bit... Anyway, Rangers don't need pop songs. But somehow, some way, this crazy ass woman has twisted this into some humanity will prevail. She doesn't even like American football. Can you imagine her at Can you imagine her at any sports event? What are these poppers doing with the ball? What? I want to watch some polo. Marco, polo. Fucking stuck up fucking hoity-toity piece of shit cow. Stays in a different dimension. Somehow, some way, like showing a American football game is like, what the cocoa? I get where she's coming from, but it's like grasping at fucking straws. That's one thing. When I stopped consuming the internet on a daily basis, that I get back into my football. Because when you fall into the rabbit hole of the truther game and all that, Alex Jones tells you that it's stupid to be into sports. No, you should be always focusing all your energy and fighting the new world order 24/7. This is biblical shit, man. We've got no time. You're gonna have to enjoy yourself with sports. And I've rediscovered football. When it was shut down during the pandemic with no fans and all that, it was like bizarro. Anyway, so somehow, some way, this woman is twisting an American football game into biblical stuff. Oh, Rory McRory. Seahawks invented the wave, so tribal. Do you mean the Mexican wave? That sounds... we know it over here as the Mexican wave. Alright, hold on. Man, look at the title. There's proof here. This guy's got proof evidence. I love this guy, man. He's a really well-meaning individual whose heart's in the right place. His heart's bigger than his brain. Oh, my first experience, I think his name's Tom. And I genuinely mean that. He's a lovely dude, man. His heart is in the right place, and it is bigger than his brain. The first time I seen him, man, he was on his meds, doing a live stream, showing everybody all the medication he was on and all that. I was hoping to bid for some of the good stuff, you know. I didn't win. Didn't win any of it, but somebody outbid me. Anyway, I want to hear this conspiracy.
Second.
Such a conspiracy, they're interrupting his signal, look.
Video if I can't get something ready for you, so just bear with me. Okay, we're live again. Okay, so I'm on a train. I don't know how long this connection is going to hold, so I'm going to be reasonably quick. So we talked yesterday about the fact that it looks like we're set for another lockdown. They've already set the paving stones are there, and yeah, it looks unavoidable that we're going to have one, say, middle of October. So. And bear in mind, I can only say certain things about this on YouTube, remember. On Rumble, different. But today isn't about me anyway. It's somebody else has made a video.
I think the stuff you're not allowed to see on YouTube is like dish out medical advice if you're not a doctor, you know?
Bolton, who was even more skeptical of skeptics than me. And I'm pretty skeptical.
There's other words for it, but okay.
Sent me this today because we both noticed that the amount of, say, for instance, heart attacks that have been happening recently seem to have gone up.
Yeah, the amount of heart attacks just seems to have gone up. I've got the figures from. I've got the evidence. Just seem to have gone up. Is that because maybe doom merchants are ranting and raving about every heart attack now?
His end of the country, my end of the country. And it seems that there's some proof to this, rather than
Oh, there's proof. Here we go. Bin proof evidence.
just being an anecdote. I mean, whether you look at what we post as an anecdote is up to you, but there's...
Does that make sense? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, but I'd need a thesaurus and a dictionary to try and figure it out.
A 30-minute video done by an undertaker with other people on there, and it really does. It breaks down.
Oh yes, the boom-proof evidence is another video on YouTube of somebody breaking down something.
The mortality rate since.
Okay, so somebody... Remember, all the numbers you get from the government are all lies. They're all fabricated to make the government look... The government do it, the deep state Illuminati. Here's these numbers that prove the mortality rate's going up.
Since the stabbing became rolled out for everybody. And those... Okay, we're back. And so all I'm going to say is, it's up to you what you think of the video. I didn't make it, it's got nothing to do with me. But there's a video done by an undertaker with other people on there. And I've already posted it in the chat. What I'll always do when this video is finished is I will post it in the comments as well, so that you can definitely see it. Go and have a look at that video. It's not done by me, not associated with it.
Yeah, he's not associated. It's just it's just a video I watched on YouTube, just a random YouTuber. Go and watch it.
But there's no way you get a video like that on YouTube. It's just not going to happen. So go and have a look at this video. And honestly, go and watch this for 30 minutes of your life. If you think that it's full of crap, you'll be turning off after 5. But I just think, you know,
let's have a wee look at this video.
Is more proof. And what I've said to you since the beginning is we need proof.
Right, so the proof that this guy's got is a 30-minute video of somebody talking. Right, let's have a look at this video.
I'm not prepared to take things on faith. So, like I said, it's in the links in the chat. I'll put it in the comments after this video. But I'm going to get off now because if I don't, it'll cut me off in the middle of a sentence, and that's so frustrating. So I'll leave it there.
So, it cut him off mid-set, right? Oh God, have you shared it? Where's the video? I want this video. I want the proof. I want the documents. Oh, here it's here. Oh, right. I think did somebody send this to me, or did I see it or something? Funeral director. Death rates have jumped significantly. I don't know about you guys, but when I want medical evidence, I always go to funeral directors. Maybe ones that support UKIP, who knows? What is it? Why? Oh, that's what it was. Right. Call me crazy, right? But see if you're over on Telegram, right? It showed. It's an indication of what circles you're bouncing about online and who's advising you to go where to stay uncensored. Remember who else was it saying sensational shite? And then when you looked at who she was the Irish version of Nigel Farage. What was she harping on about? Oh, I can't remember. Some deep-seated conspiracy that boom-proof evidence. Look, here's an MP. Remember, all MPs lie and all that. Here's an MP telling you the truth. Because there's one MP bouncing up trying to capitalise for the political capital they can gain by saying what that demographic wants. Anywho, let's have a listen, eh? Let's see how long we last.
Our first guest, as we said, is John O'Leary, who is an undertaker, a very noble profession.
Dirty man, dirty.
You know, the death in their family will know just how. You know, you think it's a depressing job, and then you think, no, it's not. Undertakers help people at the worst stages of their lives, and most of them do a pretty fine job of it. So, John, are you there? Unmute yourself. Yeah, there you are.
Oh,
have you Irish roots, by the way?
No, man, this is a joke. It's John O'Leary. Honestly, like the guy's name, John O'Leary. Oh no! Sorry, man. Sorry. Yes, baby, man, that's the best name ever. Oh God, man, I'm wetting my foot. I've fucking wet my pants, man.
My family
John
are originally
O'Leary,
from Cork, and my great-grandfather came over on a coal boat to London many years ago.
Oh, how would they even get better if he said he came over on a banana boat? Aye, this loony came over on a banana boat. Nah, it wasn't quite a banana boat, it was a coal boat. His family came over on a coal boat. Hey, Looney's on tour. Woo, yeah, baby. Alright, let's listen to this loon. Oh, no. This is a practical joke. We've got the Irish Wurzel Gummidge here interviewing the loony. And this is the boom-proof evidence.
Oh, obviously. So I've got no Irish-speaking family here, but there's a strong tradition of decency and honesty, and I've never met an Irishman I never liked. So I like to think that's the Irish in me.
I'd say nothing. You haven't met any of our politicians.
Well, no offence, man, but Irish people are usually the ones that are scheming, lying and cheating and stealing for your back pocket. Like, no offence, but they are. Maybe that's the Irish in you, mate. Maybe the loony. Oh, loony. Oh, no, that's a practical joke, man.
Obviously.
Nah.
Or indeed any politician.
Yeah, their reputation precedes them, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so I listened to a podcast you were on, which cut out, I'm afraid to say, halfway through. But you,
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but I always get my bin-proof evidence about the deep state Illuminati poison us all through vaccines for podcasts that cut out, especially ones with John O'Looney and the Irish muzzle gummage. Oh my lordy fucking lord, this is the fucking best fucking this is like comedy gold, man.
What I found interesting was that you first came across the virus known as COVID in December 2019, which is kind of ahead of most of us.
Yeah. Now, obviously, being an undertaker, I suppose, you know, I'm kind of in a privileged position to see things firsthand. And the first time I became aware was the tail end of November 2019. I had a family come to me and they'd lost a loved one in the neighbouring borough of Northamptonshire in the Northampton General Hospital. And usually in a hospital, if you lose someone in the hospital, they'll attach to the mortuary. There's a viewing room, so you can go and pay your respects to them at the hospital in the viewing room. But the family said to me the hospital wouldn't allow that, and would I go and collect their loved one so they could do that? So of course I said, look, don't worry, I'll get it sorted. I went over to the hospital and I spoke to the staff in there, collected the gentleman concerned, and then asked them why they wouldn't allow anyone to view a loved one. And he opened the door to the viewing room and there was a kind of inflatable isolation tent. I'd never seen one before. And he told me it was a pandemic tent and that there was something terrible was coming. And that was my first introduction to COVID.
That's bizarre though, isn't it? Because
2019? Was COVID about in 2019? Am I tripping? Must have been.
They only brought out the PCR tests in January.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know the whole thing is dubious, let's say, to put it kindly. But that they had a tent like that, in late 2019. It's
Yeah. And I must admit, I was quite drawn in initially because if as an undertaker you attend the hospital and you pick someone up and they're in a body bag and somebody says, don't open the body bag because this person's contagious. It might be HIV, it might be tuberculosis. You tend to take it on board and you listen.
HIV? I don't know. I'm not an undertaker, right? That doesn't ring true to me. What's that body bag, man? It's got HIV. HIV isn't airborne, is it? Oh, I don't know. You would need an undertaker that isn't turning up in crazy podcasts.
But it wasn't too long in the year once the news broke that I kind of I started joining dots and realised that it wasn't actually what we were being told on the TV. wasn't what was happening. Very early on in 2020, I had a guy ring the funeral home, and he introduced himself as a government-sponsored pandemic guy. Now, there was a number of different people over the kind of 12-month period who rang, but it was predominantly one guy. He said that he would be asking me a number of questions. So I said, okay, because I was quite happy to help, and he would ask me what my capacity was to hold deceased, how many I could take, where I'd pick them up from that week, and how many were COVID. So I would tell him every week, and every week he would ring up. And it wasn't too long before I felt that he was steering me a little bit, And by that, I mean, the conversation would go much like, I picked a gentleman up from a local hospice and another gentleman up in his 90s who passed away in an old folks home. And he would kind of, but wasn't there COVID in the care home? Wasn't there COVID in the hospice? Wasn't there COVID on the ward of the hospital? And I'd never seen any tests, and these people were not COVID. I know they weren't, because the families come in and they were frothing with anger because they'd had COVID put on the death certificate of a terminal cancer patient, who'd gone into hospital for the last 2 weeks to die and have palliative care. and they spam tested the PCR test until they got a positive test. Even the guy that actually designed the PCR test has openly said that's not what it was for. And the number of cycles they were running it, you could find COVID in a tennis shoe. That was his exact words. So why would they do that? And I couldn't understand why. And this went on and on and on and on and on until in the end, the guy actually, it's surprising when you get to talk to someone once a week for a few minutes. If you're a people person, and I am, how well you can get to know them. And this guy openly admitted to me he didn't know why he was being asked to do the job, because there were no COVID.
This guy's deciphered the whole COVID conspiracy from top to bottom by speaking to a guy on the phone a couple minutes each week.
Deaths and
But don't worry, because John O'Looney, Undertaker, is a people person. That's why he works with the dead. I don't know about you. As such, people person. Perfect occupation. Work with the dead. Oh my lordy. This is a fucking comedy sketch. Where's Ricky Gervais?
Everyone was saying the same thing. Now, very interestingly, they talk about two waves, the first wave and the second wave. The second wave I'll come to. The first wave, I kind of nearly overlooked it, and then I looked back through my mortuary register, and I would a mortuary register, to explain to those that don't know, is a guest.
It's a registrar of mortuaries.
Book. So it's when you pick someone up from their place of death, you'll book them in, where they've come from, the date that took place, the collection, and also any personal effects. And then when the funeral's been arranged and they leave the premises, they're booked out. It's part of identification procedure, and it's part of me looking after someone, So I had a period in March and April where I attended exclusively care homes nearly every night for 3 weeks. Now, I've been an undertaker 15 years, and I worked for one of the biggest funeral providers, which was Co-op Funeral Care, for nearly 10 years. And never in those 10 years did I ever attend a care home 3 nights on the trot, let alone for 3 weeks, So I know there was something untoward there. And it wasn't until I was talking to a guy.
Right, I'm over on the John Hopkins bullcrap. And I'm looking at January. There wasn't COVID, wasn't he? Hold on. COVID 2019. This guy is tripping out his tits. Hey, let me stick this tripper on for a wee second.
Many months later, called Mark, who's collated procurement of a sedative called midazolam that's used primarily in care homes to sedate these people. And let me explain midazolam. So when you suffer from Alzheimer's or dementia, you're physically very fit.
Right, this is an undertaker, not a doctor, and he's sitting there talking about his first experience with COVID cases in the UK was in October 2019. Is he fucked up and meant October 2020? I don't know. That would make sense to me, October 2020. But saying that he was the first experience of COVID was some sort of blow up tent in October 2019. I don't know. I'll share the details, man. You can go and finish it yourselves. Don't let my opinion cloud your judgment. Something doesn't ring right with me about it, to be quite honest. But who the fuck am I? So, so his proof is somebody else's proof. You know, it's and I think I actually put that in a folder called Chinese Whispers. You know, let's call it menopause. Let's call it bitches. You know, I think that he says it, you says, and it's Chinese Whispers. This one guy says something, another guy rhymes and repeats it, and another guy rhymes and repeats it, and all these people want to try and fucking be the Don on YouTube, sitting up there with trying to project authority and stuff. And let's be honest, people believe that shit, and it spreads like wildfire. And before you know it, you'll get YouTube videos telling you they've got proof of something that comes via a genuine Olun. Oluni. He's having a bet with his mates or something. He's lost a bet and they're like that, right? You need to take an alias, call yourself a fucking Undertaker and bounce into this movement and take the piss out of them. That's what I think he's really doing. And that's why he's called himself Oluni. That can't be real. They can't call themselves Oluni. Anyway, I wanted to have some shits and giggles. See, all these things, shits and giggles. I was talking about some sort of at one point I was talking about an ancient law that like a Scotsman has to be accompanied by an Englishman to be allowed out at night time in Carlisle. I got it slightly wrong. Within the walls you can, if you catch a Scotsman, you can lash him. You can just start whipping him. But let's have a look at some of the hilarious laws that exist. Okay, so I'll share this as well. So this is good shits and giggles, man. This is good. This is good dinner talk table. The dinner table talk. Instead of, do you know the Federal Reserve is private and we're all going to hell in a handbasket? You better stock up and spam. Spam will keep you alive. Man. Do you know what spam stands for? I'm trying to remember it. I found this fact out the other day, man. It nearly made me throw up. Spam, it's special processed American meat. Don't you just love that? Special processed American meat. See, the weird thing is, spam actually does taste alright, I think. Right, aye. Let's have a look at some of the ridiculous laws. And then I'm going to go and cook a steak. Right. In Scotland, it is illegal for a boy under the age of 10 to see a naked mannequin. What? Woo! Oh, what the buddy? In Scotland, the law obliges citizens to allow whoever knocks on their door to use their toilet. And I think pregnant women can pee in policemen's helmets. I don't know if that's true or not. Don't quote me on that. And don't pee, if you're pregnant, don't pee in a policeman's helmet without his permission. I'm sure you'll find a lot of policemen that will give you explicit permission. What other funny ones do we have? The head of any dead whale found on a Scottish coast automatically becomes property of the king, and the tail the queen. Lovely. Any Scotsman found to be wearing underwear beneath his kilt can be fined 2 cans of beer. So, where the fuck was that? Surely a fairly recent invention, given that beer cans advent in 1935. This has been cropped up time and time again, and as we suspect, tongue-in-cheek, not least because we couldn't envisage anyone being employed to enforce this law. Doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It is illegal in Scotland to be drunk and in charge of a cow. And that's only on Friday and Saturday nights. In York, it is legal to murder a Scotsman within the ancient city walls, but only if he's carrying a bow and arrow. That was one of the ones I was... Oh no, there's the one in Carlisle. In Carlisle, any Scot found wandering around may be whipped or jailed. This could date back to 1157 when King Malcolm VI of Scotland surrendered lands granted to the Scots in 1136 after the Scots invasion of Cumbria led by King David I, forcing King Stephen to cede much of Cumberland and Westmoreland. In this period, directly after this, many Cumbrian castles were fortified as a precaution, so it seems reasonable to assume that this law is linked to the 12th century battles. So there's some strange, weird laws that exist. There's the York one.
Does the vaccine make you worse? And there are diseases in which you vaccinate someone, they get infected with what you're trying to protect them with, and you actually enhance the infection. You can get a good feel for that in animal models. So that's going to be interspersed at the same time that we're testing. We're going to try and make sure we don't have enhancement. So the worst possible thing you could do is vaccinate somebody to prevent infection and actually make them worse.
See, there's so much in that, and it's such a small snippet, there's no context or anything. And I'll be honest, man, I struggle to understand and follow that from start to finish. It's so much crammed into it. But I thought it'd be fair to play it for people. Because apparently, where did I hear it? I heard it somewhere, like somebody was saying. Pleasing, are you drunk and annoying everybody in the chat room? Behave yourself, man. Apparently, where did I hear it? Where the fuck did I hear it? Somebody saying that he's going to jail or something. Was it Rebel News? Or it would have been Rebel News or some shit like that. Can't even remember right now, to be honest. But I thought I'd play Fosse. He's the chief medical guy, I believe, over in America. I'm not up to speed with all this anymore. I used to know all this shit.
We've followed him for years. Roy Chubby Brown is 76 years old now. He's been doing Sheffield for 35 years.
That guy on the left looks scarily like him, didn't he? I was see at first, I thought that was the real Roy Chubby Brown.
Why all of a sudden has it got to come to a stop?
And Keith, what about you? What was your...
Because the snowflakes are taking over! It's so funny, like, see, people get so offended with the snowflakes, they turn into a snowflake. It's quite ironic, but it's the way of the world.
Your motivation for this?
Well, what I can't understand, why the council are stopping acts. Not just Roy Chubby Brown, they're trying to stop other acts, and I just can't understand why they're doing it. It's what the public want, not what the council want. We want acts here, what we like, not what they like.
What about the council's argument that, you know, this is paid for by taxpayers' money and it shouldn't be insulting towards any taxpayer in the whole of Sheffield?
What about the other gigs that's on here then? Do you know what I mean? It's exactly the same. Roy Chubby Brown is Roy Chubby Brown. He's a proper gentleman, honestly. I'm really disappointed in Roy.
His stuff is quite close to the bone. I love his stuff. I love Roy Chubby Brown. I think he's funny as fuck. It was the kind of stuff you always used to watch when you were younger, you know. You weren't allowed to watch it because it was over 18. And he swore a lot and stuff. But you'd obviously want to watch it. It's a shame that he's getting kicked out, but it's the way of the world, isn't it? any public money can't be spent on anything controversial. I mean, who was it? Was it French and Saunders? You know, the people that done that absolutely fabulous. One of them came out and said that they wouldn't be able to do that show on the BBC nowadays. Probably wouldn't be able to do it on network television, mainstream media. That shit wouldn't get commissioned anymore. It would be too controversial, which is a shame. But Netflix would commission it. They'll fucking pay money for it. So it's all good. Anywho, I'm going to go and cook my steak because I'm starving. Thanks to everybody that tuned in. I will be doing sporadic wee shows on and off, but mainly on a Tuesday. I just thought I would throw a wee number up tonight. So enjoy your weekend, everybody. Have a good one. I know I will. So I won't be doing fuck all. Sweet Fanny Adams. Be chilling like a villain. Alrighty, boob cubes. Alrighty, I don't even know what I said there. Alrighty, boob tubes. Catchies. Clips. Remember, citizens of the flat earth, subscribe, hit the bell, pay Alex jokes. It will keep you out of hell. Catchies.